Hello everyone and welcome back to the Philadelphia Soul Season Mode, Dynasty Mode, whatever you'd like to call it. We are here looking at the standings, taking an overview of the standings, and we are firmly placed at third in the National Conference, tied with the Predators who beat us earlier in the season, so they're sitting above us here. But the Desperados have faltered as of recently. They've dropped to 10-3, so we just set a game outside of them in our own division with the Wranglers and Destroyers directly behind us. And the Wranglers, we had an interesting game against them earlier in the year. But heading back to our schedule here, we had an absolute shootout with the New Orleans Voodoo, the absolute worst team in the league, probably bar none. I don't think there's another team that's close to 2-12 right now. But we had a shootout with them. It was all kind of crazy. And here's a look at the final 3 weeks of the season. It is all division games against the Destroyers, Dragons, and Desperados. So it is going to be a bit of a heated matchup here as we need to paddle our, lead over the Destroyers in the division with a prime opportunity to do so on the road in Columbus. The Destroyers are only a game over 500, so they're still very much in the race here. They got to catch up to the Wranglers, who are 8-5 behind us. So I think it's those top four seeds that are going to go. It's the two divisional seeds, and I think they take the wild card from both sides as well. So we need to stay in that top four situation if we can. It's crazy to think that at some point we were, I think, 2-4? I think we had a 2-4 record to start the season. Or no, probably not 2-4, but I mean, because we won a lot of games in a row. We have a pretty long win streak that's extending right now. I think it's about 5 or 6 games right now that we've won in a row. That has put us basically back into this thing, into this race. And just like we've been talking in the last couple of weeks, we really needed the Desperados to kind of continue to falter here. I think we were their only loss or their second loss when we did play them and beat them. So we finally got lucky here, and they lost a couple more games, which has put us back into a divisional race. I'm not necessarily looking for a division title. I would just like to make it to the postseason if we can. So on our first offensive drive here, already pretty decent field position. Graziano is going to lob this one up and find an open receiver in one-on-one coverage, and he's going to haul this one in and get crunched up against the boards, as the video board indicates. And yeah, that was a tough one here. Funny thing about the Columbus Destroyers in this time is they are quarterbacked by ex-Chicago Bears coach Matt Nagy. So at least I know that for this one. But we're in a 3rd and goal situation here at about the 4-yard line of Columbus. Man in motion. Graziano is going to hand it off to Orrs, the fullback, and he's going to go right into the boards and go nowhere else. So it's going to be 4th down for our offense here, and we are probably just going to take the points here. Be a little conservative because winning is a little bit more important now. We can't really risk a lot of points, even if it is a goal-to-go situation in the Arena League. We're just going to take the points. So Columbus backed up to their own goal line here. Not a great kickoff return for them, but they're going to go for a receiver screen in the end zone, and that player never leaves the end zone, and he's going to get brought down for a safety by Moten. So add another 2 points onto our lead. It's now 5-0, and on our next drive, we have great field position yet again. Past midfield, Graziano is going to lob this one over the middle to the right side of the field, and it's another open receiver for a Philly Soul touchdown, our first touchdown of the day. So make it 12-0 now. But with just a couple seconds left in the first quarter, Columbus is going to finally move the ball a little bit deeper into our territory. A nice completion to get inside the 15-yard line. But we do hold the Destroyers scoreless here in the first quarter. It's always great when you can hold a team to 0 points in a quarter in an arena ball. So flipping the field now, we're going to continue with Columbus's drive, and on the very next play, they're going to score and get into the end zone. So Columbus finally answers back here, cuts the lead a decent amount here with just 1 touchdown. Even though we've gotten 3 different scoring occurrences, we've only got 12 points. So it's kind of weird how football works sometimes. Graziano's going to laser this one to another open receiver here. He's caught everything today, I'm pretty sure. I don't even think we've seen Mike Brown or other receiver. It's just been all him. So in the end zone again here now, 19-7 is your score, and Columbus is going to have to go for a very, very long field goal, and it is not even close. Hits off the bottom netting on the right side, and we're going to bring that one back out to about the 6 or 7 yard line. So Columbus's drive comes up empty here. Our defense is really holding out strong right now. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the defensive effort that we are showing right now here in Columbus. So already under the minute warning here in the first half on a 3rd and 8 deep in our own territory. We need to move the ball at all. Graziano's going to drop back and go for the home run shot, and wide open. There he is again for his third touchdown of the game, I think. He's just been the absolute epitome of our offense so far in this ball game. And yeah, you might as well dance if you're having a game like he is having. So him and Graziano just have that connection in Columbus right now. So there's still plenty of time left in the first half here because it's arena ball. ball. So with 33 seconds, can Columbus do anything to cut the lead in half, as we are just absolutely dogging them right now, and they are going to answer us back here. So on just a couple plays, it might have just been the first play on the drive actually, they managed to reach the end zone. So they make the score look a little bit more respectable here, but still 14-26 is a pretty big hole to have to climb yourself out of here in arena ball. So from midfield, Columbus already has decent field position coming out of the locker room at halftime, and it is completed and kind of awkwardly fighting each other. Mike Brown just couldn't wrap up and make the tackle, so he gets dragged down inside the 10-yard line. So on a third down situation here, Columbus needs to get into the end zone or at least get the first down, which they can still do. And so Nagy's going to drop back and get absolutely pulverized. I don't even think that was legal. I don't even know if back in the day that would have been legal. He gets like tabletop basically, just speared, like WWE move, speared. So Columbus is going to stick on the field here because they need to get some points here. They're down by quite a bit. They got to get into the end zone, and the pressure's on to Nagy yet again, and he lasers this one to the corner of the end zone. Looks like he had a receiver there, but I don't know, the throwing lane just wasn't that clear, so that one sails out of the boards, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for Columbus. So our defense gets a massive stop, and on our next drive, we find our man again, who comes up with the completion here and gets us to about the 20-yard line of Columbus here, about the 21-yard line. So we are once again threatening to score. Graziano's going to drop back here, gets rid of this one in a hurry, and again, there he is, man. He's got like 7 or 8 receptions, I think, already. It's just nuts, and the 3 touchdowns, don't forget that. So from the 5-yard line now, it is a goal-to-go situation. We're going to go on the ground, and Urs is dragging people with him, but he does somehow get into the end zone. I don't even know if that was in. We're going to need to look at a pylon cam, but we don't have those, so we're just going to take it. They spot us in there, we're going to take it. So 33-14 is your score after the third quarter. So now we are here in the fourth. Now Columbus from their own 5-yard line, and Nagy's going to go for the home run ball, and there it is again. I don't know how it's taken them so long to just do that, like multiple times. It seems so easy for them to do that. I mean, we've kind of manufactured a lot of drives and a lot of points, but Columbus has 2 of their 3 scores have all come from those home run balls, those one-pass drives, and still they find themselves in a pretty massive hole here, and we are finally going to answer back with a play like that of our own as we get into the end zone, finally to a different receiver also. So pay attention to that. But we would tack on one more field goal, and that would essentially do it, as 43-21 is your score. We do it exactly what we needed to do. That's the biggest thing about this game, is that we did exactly what we needed to do. We needed to beat Columbus, 1. And then 2, we needed to pad the lead, I guess, that we have in our division. So kind of separate ourselves from seeds 3 and 4 and put 1 and 2 a little bit more in reach. And so depending on what Dallas does during this week, that could potentially make us tied, or probably put us in the lead because we beat Dallas. That would probably put us ahead in the division and put us in first place, which is just nuts to think about considering where we were record-wise at the time that we played Dallas. Dallas was like, what, 8-1 or 8-0 or something like that? And we were probably, I think we still had 3 or 4 of our losses at that time. So definitely a huge difference maker at this point in the season here. Obviously, statistically, we just absolutely mossed the Destroyers. We dwarfed them in pass yards, and we also ran the ball more. I've said it a few times, but if you can run for at least 20 yards in this game, then you will absolutely win the game easily. So Matt Nagy doesn't have the best of games. Tony Graziani has an amazing game here with 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards, 11 for 13. He only missed 2 completions. That is nuts. That is disgusting. Those are video game numbers. Thank God this is a video game. But Urs says 10 yards on the ground here with a touchdown on 7 attempts. Decent for him. Steve Smith was the highlight. 9 receptions, 178 yards. Again, the video game numbers. Those are good numbers for a regular receiver. But that is going to do it for this video here as we get into the home stretch of our games here. Hope to see you guys back when we take on the Dragons, I believe, here. So we need everyone there against the Dragons.